Hello everyone, thank you guys so much for coming and joining me today. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. So as you read in the title, we are discussing 10 things you should know about Seattle, whether you are visiting or you are moving here. These are just my opinion that I think you should know. So let's just start. The first thing you should know about Seattle is that there are so many views here because of the elevation in different parts of the city and all over Washington. You're able to see multiple views. They're amazing on how many views you can see. Obviously, you can see Mount Rainier. In certain parts, you can see Mount Helen. And yeah, so one thing I definitely suggest if you want an incredible view is take the ferry to Bainbridge Island. I showed it in my my first vlog video. I'll link it down below, but you are able to see the whole city and you're able to see the mountain. It's just so beautiful. So second thing that you should know about Seattle is that yes, because it has a lot of elevation points, you will need to learn how to drive uphill, downhill, as well as park uphill and downhill. That's something that I'm grateful that I learned in Illinois, in the Midwest, but I never used it there. So when I first came here, I definitely was a little scared. I was very hesitant. So luckily my husband was with me and he was able to calm me down. I'll link down below a video that I think really explains it well, how to just park uphill and downhill. But within the city limits, there are a lot of slopes that you will have to drive to. If I have a couple videos, I'll put it up. Make sure your brakes are good, so just make sure that they are in the best condition as possible, especially going into the winter months. So the third thing you should know about Seattle is that there are a lot of natural disasters here. Have you guys ever heard of the phrase ignorance is bliss? Yeah, it's true here in Seattle. There's not a lot of people that talk about this unless there's something occurring like the wildfires that we just had a few months ago. A couple of natural disasters that can occur here in Washington are wildfires, volcanoes, landslide, earthquakes, avalanches, and many more. There's actually 5 volcanoes here in Washington. I think in 1980, Mount Helen almost erupted.
2 a.m. on May 18th, 1980, they get their answer.
We are directly above Mount St. Helens now, and there is no question that the volcanic activity has started.
Because of all the natural disasters, just make sure that you know your evacuation routes, know what to do in situations where you do have to evacuate. If you do have emergency equipment, make sure that your family, roommates, kids know where it is. So if something were to occur, that you guys are able to get in the same page, get everything you need, and be able to evacuate your house or apartment as quickly as possible. I'll link down below a couple of websites that'll show you the evacuation routes as well as what you should do, what you should have in your emergency bag as well. Definitely look on the side of the roads because they do have a couple signs stating that these specific roads are evacuation routes. In a lighter note, let's talk about day trips. There are a lot of day trips here in Washington that you are able to take. Within the city, you're able to go to like Alki Beach. You can take a ferry down to Bainbridge Island. You can go up to Woodinville, which is about, I want to say maybe 30 minutes away from Seattle. But not only that, you're able to go to multiple places. If you do have a car and you want to travel a little bit outside of Seattle and the Seattle area, go up 2 to 3 hours and you are able to go into Canada. 2 to 3 hours down south, you hit Portland, Oregon. 2 to 3 hours east, you'll be able to hit Leavenworth, Washington, which is an amazing Christmas town that you should definitely experience. Oh,
Here you go, honey.
cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the fifth thing you should know about Seattle is that they love their sports team here. They love their Seahawks. They're crazy about them. You'll see everyone rocking Seahawks gear, putting out flags, supporting them like no other. Seattle is a great place to, how do you say it, babe? Like, they embody their teams.
Yes.
Is that how you should? Yeah, they embody their teams. They're super fans. I haven't been to a place here in many of the places that I've gone that love their sports team, no matter if they win or lose, like Seattle. So, for example, we love the Sounders, which is an MLS, which is a soccer team here that it's just an amazing experience here. If you go to a game, it is definitely worth it. One thing that you should have on your list when you visit or you first come, and if you are able to, is go to a Sounders game. It's a full day experience. We definitely love it. Last year we went to about 3 games. We went to one right before everything hit the fan here, which was just amazing. They do, you start in Pioneer Square, you do chant and you march all the way to the stadium. From there, you know, the band, the Emerald City Supporters, which orchestrate the whole thing. They're still doing chants and stuff until the Sounders start to play. From there, you know, everyone goes in. If you want to fully experience the Sounders game, definitely sit in the ECS seats. You are able to do chants. That's where they will guide you with chants and stuff. It's just incredible. We sat there before. You don't really watch the game just because you are chanting and you are standing up for most of the game, but it's so much fun. I love sitting there. Hopefully next year we are able to go to a couple more games. Hopefully things get back to normal, maybe just a little bit better. We're just hoping. So the 6th thing that you should know about Seattle is that summers are amazing here. I think that's the one thing that makes Washington so attractive to visitors is their summers. Everything's green, everything's just has beautiful views, especially with the blue skies and everything. Obviously this past summer we weren't able to experience a lot of things because of what is happening in the world, but hopefully next year we're able to explore a little bit more, go on different hikes. There's so many things I want to do. The temperature isn't too hot or too cold here during the summer. I think it's just right. If you are moving here in Washington, just know that not a lot of apartments here have AC. I think the newer homes will have built-in AC, but most of the time they do have almost like an AC wall attachment. So just be aware of that. Speaking of coffee, that brings me down to my 7th point. Seattle, if you don't know, is the coffee capital of the country. They love their coffee. They take it very seriously here. There are a lot of coffee shops here, a lot of coffee huts, especially a couple that we love is like Big Java, Dutch Brothers, which we adore, but there's also a lot of coffee roasters here in Seattle. So if you do come, definitely check any of those out. There's so many, especially in downtown. A couple of coffee shops you should look into when you are here in Seattle is Ghost Alley Coffee, which is by the gum wall, More Coffee, as well as Storyville Coffee. Those are all within walking distance of Pike Place. Like I said earlier, we love Dutch Brothers, which is a coffee hut. So I highly suggest you look into those. Me and my husband definitely recommend that you guys go check out Dutch Brothers. We love them. Like I said earlier, we go to them almost a couple times a month.
I'll say weekly.
Weekly? Okay. So me and my husband go there weekly. We love their drinks. If you're looking for specialty drinks, that's where I would highly suggest you go. If you are looking for like almost a 24-hour coffee shop, I would highly suggest you go to Big Java, which I believe is the only coffee place that's 24/7. So just know that coffee shops do close a little bit earlier. But that brings me to my 8th point. Seattle is a morning town. They love their mornings, which is not my thing. We're more night owls than anything. They do have a lot of corporate jobs downtown, so they do have a lot of people who work 9 to 5 jobs, which is why it is a morning place, because a lot of people do commute and get up early. So just be aware of that everything does shut down a little bit earlier. There's not a lot of places to go to at night. There's not much nightlife here. I think more people who do come to Seattle, and this is just my opinion, people who live here in Washington and in Seattle, they're not nightclub kind of people. They're more of adventure and just going outdoors. That's what people love doing here. So just be aware that Seattle is a morning place. The ninth thing you should know about Seattle is that they are a pet loving town. I don't have a dog, but this is as close as I get. Because Seattle is a pet loving town, they really do love and understand that you do want to take your pet out and just go around the city with them. Especially in Pike Place, they are very, they just understand that you have your dog and obviously you are walking around. They are shops that you are allowed to have your dog, that you don't have to put them in the side or anything or leave them outside. There's also restaurants specifically that will let your dogs come inside, so it's not just the patio but inside the actual restaurants. For example, I believe it is Pike Pub. They actually have a room in the back specifically where you can bring your dog since they don't have a patio, which I always thought was awesome. Always call a restaurant before you bring your pet in case they don't accept them, but most of the time they do. Another thing to know about your pets, just make sure that the apartment, if you are staying in an apartment, just ask them if you are able to have your pet in, whether it's a cat or dog, just because for us in this apartment complex that we live in, we are able to have pets. The only problem is there's specific apartments that you are able to have your pets in. So the apartment, the apartment section that we live in, we're not able to. So this is why this is the only pet that I can have. Even though I really want a dog, one day. It's not the point. So, 10th thing you should know about Seattle is that it is a melting pot. Everyone is from somewhere, so don't be scared that you are going to be left out just because you just moved here. There's a lot of people who just moved here, and you'll be able to make friends by bonding over that, which is a great thing. That's how I have met friends. About 80% of the people I have met here in Washington have not been born and raised here, which is kind of crazy because I thought I was going to be more Washingtonians than anything. Just be yourself. You'll be able to make friends. Obviously, it comes with time. So just know that not everyone has been born and raised here. They're just like you. They just moved, and that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you. Hopefully you guys learned something from here. Of course, this is all my opinion. This is something that I've gained from living here. So if you notice something or you want other people to know what you guys experienced, leave it in the comments down below. I am going to be doing more content regarding Seattle and lifestyle, hospitality, as well as other travels that I'll be doing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it if you like it. It's gonna be a little difficult going out just because of the new restrictions, but let's see if we can make content here. Okay, so I hope you guys liked the video and I will see you guys in the next video. Hi JJ, I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you. All right.